on a scientific level where it's like the estrogen is actually what helps women be more aware and be more verbal.
Right.
So they be wanting us to be, oh, guys need to express it. Like, bitch, it's scientifically difficult.
Yeah,
we
but
gotta like.
It's funny though, because when we do express ourselves in that way, they get turned off too.
Bruh,
so
a lot of women want you to be expressive, like on their convenience.
Yeah, and their convenience.
When
exactly.
you start saying, yo, this is how I feel, and I think you were kind of like on some bullshit right there. What? Oh my God. I had a chick literally say, oh, niggas being so sensitive nowadays. I'm like, because I'm calling you out on bullshit.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, hey, what's up? It's your boy Jules, man.
What's good? It's your boy Nate.
Welcome back to the Change Your Algorithm Reactions page. I chose this one. Shout out to my boy Steve Bartlett from Diary of a CEO. We came a long way.
Yeah.
We thought his name was like Jeffrey for a minute.
Yeah. I'm just learning his name now. You said Steve Bartlett?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So always love his interviews, always love his podcast. This clip looks really dope, especially for men. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
Discussion around just this world difference between how men are feeling in the world and how they're being understood in the world versus women. Before we started recording, you said your thoughts have developed even further since we last spoke on that.
Yeah, so I think there are a couple things to understand. So the first is that if you're a man who's struggling in the world today, we as men assume that if we're struggling, we need to fix something on the outside, right? So if I am not making enough money, the answer to that is to get some additional certification or become more productive, maybe use some kind of supplement. So that men are fundamentally different because we are conditioned, and this could be somewhat biological, but it's certainly societal, to solve our problems externally. But the one overwhelming thing that I've learned—
That's one thing. I'm gonna pause it real quick, my bad. That's one thing with like, I'm starting to learn and I'm researching heavily is like the whole, like he's saying, like men, we try to look outside, like we're like, damn, how am I gonna increase my income? Like, how am I gonna go from this to this? Like, how is that gonna happen? And we just look externally, like a pill, like a methylene blue that I'll take, or keep me more focused.
Well, shit, this Odyssey 222 kind of hitting. I'm already thinking I'm about to drink this like
the energy
every
drink
once a morning.
Yeah. So we try to look to that, or we try to get a certification, or go back to school, or learn. You know what I'm saying? But really, if you're trying to increase something in your life, it's internally, because, like, again, money's energy. Right, and if you can really understand that and really dive deep into that, then you'll realize, oh shit, I just have to like really just go in. But that's hard. It's in itself, because we're so used to looking externally. So that's facts what he's talking about. But we just have to do research on how to look internally. That's the whole thing.
That I've learned about men is that, if you're a man who wants to get better, 90% of what you need to do is not outside of you. It's actually inside of you. But this is not where men look, right? We think like, okay, I need to get this kind of car, I need to get sexier, I need to be able to bench twice as much. So we always look to things
I need to get
abs
like Drake.
But in the majority of the work that I've done with men,
we need to get sculpted
really
fake
the
abs
work
like
that
Drake.
they need to do is internal, but we're not taught how to do that. There's a really great example of this. So if you look at the top 1% of earners versus the top 10%. So the top 10% of earners on the planet have a higher IQ than the top 1%. The people who actually make the most money have a lower IQ than the quartile right underneath them. And the big difference there is that people in the top 1% have a very high EQ. So we grossly underestimate the capacity to control oneself. And if you really want to achieve the most in life, that's what you really need to focus on. And the more that I work with men, this is basically what I teach them, and the outcomes that I see are amazing. Right, we're talking like on the worst end. I worked with a 32-year-old guy who started using drugs when he was 13 years old.
Sheesh.
Polysubstance use, mostly opiates and heroin. So at the age of 32, no job, not living on the street, crashing with his girlfriend. And then within the span of 4 years,
it's not a bad
this guy
position,
became a
considering.
therapist himself, had a stable income, got married, and published his first dystopian fiction novel. So we're talking about a 4-year span of like being literally a heroin addict to, being a published author and like having a stable, fulfilling relationship and job. And all of that work is like internal. It's about understanding the way that you work, understanding the way that your brain works, and learning how to control yourself.
Pause it.
Is that the same for women?
I think us as men, like now that I'm older, especially when I have certain conversations with homies or people, and once I see them start like getting vulnerable with me, I always say like, oh shit, yo, thanks for being vulnerable, bro. Cause like us as men, bro, that's a challenge. Like if you are being vulnerable with someone, like you clearly trust them or you feel like you feel like you could let your guard down and kind of keep it real with that person, you know? So one, I always encourage that and I always like let it be known. But I think us men, we're like like he said, we're so physical, we're so external that I don't know if we think looking within is like a feminine thing sometimes, or we think like we think of looking inward, like look inward. It's like, oh, let me just sit under this tree and like ruminate on my emotions. Like I think a lot of men be like, what? Like, nigga, that's gay. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense most of the time for our mindset. But like he said, yo, the dude shifted within 4 years, his whole life, all because he finally had a chance to. But I think it also comes with getting the right help to help you look within, you know, because you could just be finding shit out like, oh man, wow, and become aware of it. But then now the next step is like, but what steps are you going to take to now like shift it or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, the first step to looking within is putting your ego to the side and know that you need help to look within. I think that's the first issue. I think the people before us, like the boomers, they would say it's gay. I think the millennials will never say it's gay.
I think millennials are like 50-50.
I don't think so.
No,
we got the internet. We had the internet at that age. We're all right. So millennials are like what, 1984 and up.
But I do have some homies though. That's like, yeah, like they might not say out loud like, oh, that's gay, but they're like they don't think that time is of value.
All right, so give an example.
I mean, we just said we're not gonna drop no name.
No. Example without no names. Yeah, like you speaking to a friend, and what did a friend do?
He's like, oh yeah, man, like he was in this one like, you know, job or he had like his finances situated, but then now he's like, oh man, I just need to make more bread. Like I'm gonna jump to this, boom, boom, and it's like, at some point you just need to like, all right, settle down. Relax, like what he was talking about, we're fixing it externally, right? It's like, yo, let's just settle down. Like, what do we truly need within? Like, what do I truly need? What am I really gonna fulfill myself with? And then from there, like you said, everything else will, because once you're fulfilled with something, you're gonna go hard as fuck. Well, I told him before, like, yo, just settle down, take a moment, and right away, no, but it's just like, you know, I already know, like they don't. It's like they don't want to sit, like they want to feel like, no, I already figured it out. Like, and it's like, bruh, just take a second. Instead of like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll probably just fucking like think on it this weekend or like take a moment to myself. Like they would think like that just sounds weird even coming off their tongue probably.
But is that
I'm not
him
saying that's
that
a big majority of millennials.
But
I'm saying it's still like 50-50.
But is that you hearing him say that what you're saying is gay or stupid, or is that him just not listening to you?
Yeah, I guess just not listening.
Yeah, so
or
like
denying it.
I feel like
they
he
don't
knows.
want to accept.
There's a lot of people
of
like this manifestation word. There's a lot of people that's like, I'm over hearing that shit. Like I'm over it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a specific solution for that person to at least get started into what you're saying, I don't think anybody's gonna listen, because it's like, if it's not like, yo, I have this dude that I was going through the same thing you're going through right now, and I have this, you know, person or you should explore this, because when I started here, like I'm starting to realize that so blah blah blah. But if you're just coming from a place from just like, yo, you just gotta look within, you just gotta like you
take
know,
a moment type.
It's almost like, it's like, yeah, I heard that on the internet all day, on social media all day. They're just telling us, yo,
but it's
look
as
inside,
simple as
look
that.
in. Yeah, but it's not simple. That's what you're saying is simple. To me, it's not simple. Like when somebody tells me, yo, Nate, you just gotta look within. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, okay, I'm gonna sit down with myself and chill, meditate. But what the fuck am I meditating on?
Well, first of all, you gotta clean out. Well, not clean out, but you gotta settle down all the chatter.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
Just sitting in silence, bro.
Yeah, but for how long?
Your brain to relax.
How does that work?
See,
And then,
you're like
okay,
Sam.
even if
you're
the-
like
if-
Sam.
even
You need
if the
like a
child-
fucking a subscription of like, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do 10 minutes a day at first, then you're gonna graduate to 20 minutes a day.
Not really.
Which is it? That is, but you know what? You're right, because some people do take specific like details to heart.
It's like
But
if somebody,
me
if your
personally, I
parents,
just think it's just certain guys that just aren't ready to like. It's a tough thing, bro. Because like you said, it's for me, and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying just sit there. Like, you're always gonna find the answers within. Nah, I feel like there is a balance of like physical and internal. You know what I mean? There's a balance of like, yo, relax, question. Ask yourself questions, and then, yo, how could I get active on this? You know what I mean? And then let me get some data. Let me see how this is working in the physical, and then come back and forth.
right?
I just think it's still 50-50 on people being open to like the power of the internal. You know what I mean? And I'm still working on that shit myself.
I think people see it every single day on social media. I think it's being over broadcasted.
True.
I think they run into it all the time, but they're unable to tap in what that person's saying, because a lot of people has an ulterior motive behind it, and it's join my course, like buy this and that, and then it's like, whose course do you trust? You know what I mean? It's just like the stock trading
But they
shit.
do
Like,
that shit with
who do
money
you
too,
who do you
though.
trust with this, with the stock trading thing? Like, because everybody's doing it now.
That's what I
Everybody's
was
selling
saying.
the course.
You're right.
So then it's like, okay, then the research becomes to like, okay, it's time to dive deep into like, okay, where do I want to go? And then who aligns with that? But anyways, what I was getting to is that, like, when your parents tell you, go save your money, go save your money, go save your money. And then you're like, okay, I'm saving my money, but what the fuck? What am I going to do with this money? Like, what am I supposed to? So they're not giving you any framework to do anything, but it's up to you to go do the research. But if somebody can point you in the right direction, so when you say look within, then I think it should be followed up by, hey, you should try doing so, and so. Just explore it. If it doesn't work for you, hey, at least you went and seen. But I feel like it gave me great results, or I know so-and-so who got great results from doing that step, looking within.
True.
And it kind of guided them to their goals and whatever they wanted in life.
Don't be so vague, maybe.
Right. Because we get it all the time. Like, I think maybe 10 years ago, before social media, or maybe 13 years ago, it would have worked. It would have been like, oh, damn, what do you mean? Oh, shit. Okay, all right, go look within. Let me look that up online. Now it's kind of like everybody kind of knows, but they don't know what to do because there's so much information. It's just like, I heard that before. Like, I heard that one before. It's like, okay, what do you have for me that I haven't heard?
True.
And sometimes you're saying the same shit that everybody's saying, and it's okay because it might, trigger something in their brain. But yeah, like, it's,
I just think niggas
I don't
is
think
stupid.
it's 50-50. I don't think it's 50-50. I think everybody's aware of the choices,
We
the
ignorant,
choices
man.
that's out
we
there.
ignorant, man. That's all it is, man. We still want to be
Because
rappers.
I've got women friends who are
Dipset,
same age
D.
that are really, really struggling. They're not doing heroin or drugs or anything like that, but the objective sort of situation of their life is they're so far from all of their goals. No partner, feeling lonely, unhealthy, and seemingly out of control.
Yeah, so I've worked with plenty of women for whom that is a problem as well. But I think if we look at on average, right? So remember that like within any population of men and women, there's going to be more variance between women than there is between men and women.
Sure.
So absolutely the case for a lot of women. I think the big difference is that a lot of the tools that we have were sort of designed with women in mind. A great example of this is like psychotherapy or talk therapy. So if you look at the gold standard of how we process our emotions, it's verbally. Now, the studies actually show that if you look at like estrogen has a very, very interesting effect on awareness of your internal emotional state and the ability to articulate your internal emotional state. So as estrogen rises, you literally...
What he's saying is that even scientifically, that's what I was saying. Like, I guess it is harder for us guys because that's what I was saying. Like, I think there's certain dudes that still feel like, it's like feminine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What do you mean, feminine to look inside?
Like to look within or be thoughtful and like, let me ruminate on my thoughts or my emotions or why did I act like that? Like,
Yeah.
Like they feel like, oh, man, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just keep doing being me. Like, and that's what. But it makes sense that it's even a scientific on a scientific level where it's like the estrogen is actually what helps women be more aware and be more verbal.
Right.
So they be wanting us to be, oh, guys need to express it. Like, bitch, it's
Nah, that's-
scientifically difficult.
Yeah,
we
but
gotta like,
it's funny though because when we do express ourselves in that way, they get turned off too.
bro,
so
a lot of women want you to be expressive, like on their convenience.
Yeah, and their convenience.
When
exactly.
you start saying, yo, this is how I feel, and I think you were kind of like on some bullshit right there. What? Oh my God. I had a chick literally say, oh, niggas being so sensitive nowadays. I'm like, because I'm calling you out on bullshit.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, nah,
yeah,
bro.
that's crazy.
So, yeah, man. So, you want to end it right there? Because,
Oh yeah,
shit,
we
we
have
got
15.
15.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, this is dope. This is a good interview,
Yeah,
man.
I like this. You guys need to check this one out. I think this guy, Dr. K, is he's very intelligent, man, and he has a lot of great ideas and solutions for men, and he on other topics too. He has a bunch of topics, and I think he's been on some other shows
Oh,
too.
for real?
Yeah, other podcasts he's
shit.
been on. He's just been going off, man.
Yeah.
And you guys should check
fuck
him
with it.
out. He's a huge yoga advocate as well, and he has a lot of like good things to say about yoga that help change his own life. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, man. So y'all definitely check that out. But
Yeah.
for me, conclusion here in this short little time span is that, guys, we have to start searching for that internal because not everybody knows what searching internal means. So you have to start somewhere to see what that means for you. And if that's like,
Right.
keep on watching and researching what like other people's experiences of going in internal. Sometimes it's seeing a Dr. K. Sometimes it's, doing meditation retreat. Sometimes it's, we don't know what it is. Everything's customary.
For me, it was fucking going back and starting to really dive into like Bruce Lee interviews and like just his mindset and his thought process on shit. He would bring up meditation a lot, and I was like, damn, and then I started going down that route, and then so it's like I think like you said, just the open mind to it and the interest of like, how could this help me possibly?
Right.
You know?
And mine was shrooms. Mine was
Oh,
shrooms
shit,
straight up.
yeah, I remember that.
Shrooms changed my whole shit, and then.
Well, you had already read the 4 agreements.
Yeah, I was leading
like,
up to it, and the shrooms just like propelled me to that next level, man. Like I was already reading books, and reading definitely helps. Reading books and like self-help books, like it's tough because some of them are saying the same shit over and over, but you have to go and do once you start doing the work to try to look into it, at least try.
The real shit is gonna rise.
Yeah,
There's
the real shit is gonna rise up, and it's gonna
this,
click. It's gonna be like, oh shit, this is it. Like this is what I should be doing with my life. This is what I should. This is how I get to the next level. So let me keep on that journey.
Facts.
But yeah, guys, love you guys, man. Appreciate you watching this reaction video, and
we're gonna put the link for the full one in the description.
yeah, for sure.